Hello, everyone. It is Kenyon here, coming to you with another recap of the game on Basketball Rewind. Unfortunately, I'm coming to you after the Raptors have lost. 114 to 103 was the score to the Atlanta Hawks. Now, personally, I'm not a big believer of the Atlanta Hawks, but because of how the game went, I really can't be a believer right now of the Raptors overall with how their season has gone. So we will get into things very soon about how the Raptors have been doing and the overall season of the Raptors on this channel. But for today, let's get into the game. The Raptors came into this one with an offensive rating of 13th, a defensive rating that put them 13th in the league, almost near worst three-point shooting percentage coming into this. Terrible rebounding stats, but they are still first in steals, still really good at generating turnovers. However, their point of attack defense this season has not been good. That was something that was on full display this entire game. This game was, being 1000% honest, very difficult to watch from the start to finish. At one point, I believe the score was 18-2 to start in the first quarter. That was rough. I will I could go off on the whole team today. I saw, speaking of point of attack defense, I saw Fred VanVleet get attacked multiple times in a row, targeted by Trae Young and DeJounte Murray again and again and again, whether it be just driving on him. He was not alone, by the way. They also were able to drive clear to the lane with very little anything in terms of resistance. The ball movement was abysmal, simply put. It was terrible. This is one of the worst performances that I have seen from the Raptors this year. It is not the worst, potentially, if I go back to other games, sure, but it is one of the worst. It was pretty bad. How do you let frankly, the Hawks, who you are in theory designed to go against and do well against, how do you let them shoot 50, 40, 90 against you as a team? That is not acceptable. This is one of the first times, and by the way, I just want to shout out one of our listeners for giving the stats earlier, Raptor Dan. But yeah, this is one of the first times that I saw Nick Nurse look defeated near the end of the game. This was tough. The nice thing about this game is still got minutes down on the starters, so there was that. I really struggled to go through not just watching the game the first time, but going through some of the highlights to pick out some of the stuff for this recap, because it was a tough game. We went from having 2 games in a row of 30 assists to 19 assists. It was ugly. The bright spots of the game, Scottie Barnes, he had moments where his passing was very aggressive. He was very aggressive. But overall, I thought he was a really good bright spot in this game. He was fairly aggressive, and he helped to try to get us back into it. Another person that I really want to shout out is Chris Boucher. Chris Boucher, Trey Boucher, did his best. He played a really good game today. In other recaps, I have given him a hard time for not playing the game within his role, not letting the game come to him. This was one where he did let the game come to him. So I really do have to give him credit for playing a game within himself and being very disciplined. He was mugged throughout the game and still came up with a solid performance in this one. So Fred VanVleet, unfortunately, shot 1 of 6. You could see Trae Young kind of bait him, and they were going at him, and they were baiting him to kind of go back at them. And the resulting effect was less ball movement. I don't know where the ball movement went, but I've seen this team do ball movement and cut and do things that the way that the defense has looked, the offense has looked over the past few games compared to today, two completely different teams, and it's unfortunate. So that's really all I have to say about the game. I wish I could be more happy about the game, but I guess, again, as I will say with all these losses, this is a win for Tank World Order. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope that you are having a blessed day when you see this, when I get it out to you. Take care.